Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. This is Meri at the Meri Atelier, and it is Friday evening, November 7th. Welcome to my desk. It's good to see everyone. Let me adjust this camera just a bit. I tried to hurry and get this camera up on my stand before the stream started, and I might have to adjust it again. We're going to do miscellaneous things tonight. I was at Jacqueline's stream, her sale this afternoon, and I was kind of glancing through this Greencraft magazine, and I got an idea. Let me get over here and get into my stream, get into my channel. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I don't have anybody out there. Well, there's one person. Maybe it's me. Let's see. Well, it's playing. I will adjust everything. I've got a little glare here. Let's put this fabric over it. Will that help? Put that over that glare. Let me adjust my welcome in, welcome in, welcome in. Change the advanced up to 1080. And let's fix the chat filter to all messages. Got two people in here now. One's up in the balcony. I think I'm the other one. I've been sorting, and I reached in a paper sack. I've shown these before. This is some needlework swaps that I was in 2013, and I believe this is 2018. Both of these gals passed away. They were in the needlework group that I was in, and their families returned these pieces to one of my online, well, she's in the needlework group I was in, and she sells and everything, and they returned this to her, and she recognized that it was my work, and she asked me if I wanted them back. And of course I did. So these are just some pieces. I used to design these scissor ornaments, scissor patterns. This one is very fallish, isn't it? Very much like fall. And then this one is kind of a sampler style. And these are my own designs. I just created them. I want to hang them up. Let me put them, if I can see over here, put them up on my, you might see a little jiggling while I'm doing this. This one, I've got so much in here already, but we'll put this one right here. I think that'll stay. Okay, so who popped in? Lisbeth and Joyce. Hi, Lisbeth. You're finally catching me live. You were in Jacqueline's cell, weren't you? Yes, it was good to see you. And Joyce is here. Hi, Joyce. Welcome in, welcome in. She says, I bought a vintage sampler for $5. I might use it for a journal cover or frame it. Yeah, there's a lot that you can do with vintage needlework. And if it's not too vintage, like it's in the 90s or even the 2000s now, I have a pattern where I make a block out of them. It's a pattern that has 3 blocks this way, and I think 4 blocks this way. And I'm able to fold it into a box. And if it's not too vintage, you don't want to cut up anything that's very, very vintage. But something, if you see something that somebody cross-stitched in the last few years. So I've been going through this Greencraft magazine, and I ran across this, where they wrapped this lavender plant in, oh, well, it's in the planter, but they wrapped it in a piece of music paper. Well, I don't know if you remember, but last spring, I planted some lavender. And I have 2 that are doing very good. And I think I'm going to wrap some paper around them. This inspired me. So we're going to do that tonight. And there were some other things that inspired me. I don't know if I'll get to them. I bought a book. Who sold that book? I think it was Kelly. Sold a little journal with coffee dyed papers, and it was Mama Grammy paper. And I just happened to be looking at this page where of course they've dyed on fabric, but I thought how fun it would be to do kind of like a little fall journal out of that when I get it, and maybe do some leaves and stuff. So I marked that, and I think that's the only other one that I really marked. There were some things in here that inspired me. This is the newest issue, September 2025, of the Green Craft magazine. Look, old teapot, and they put a plant in it, I think. Naturally printed gift wrapping, eco-dyeing. I always get to my eco-dyeing too late. So there's that, and what I'm going to do, let's put that magazine over there. I was working on this morning transparent art journal pages. I may or may not work on these tonight. I kind of want to do some other things. Let me put these up here. I want to find some papers to wrap my lavender plants in. Got an ad. Lisbeth said, I think it's from the 1950s. Well, I'm not sure you'd want to cut that one up. That's still pretty vintage. And I was looking through and I go, oh, I don't know if I could put my hands on music paper. However, I have here lots of yummy pages from Jacqueline and Debbie and whoever's been selling. Let me move these back out of the way again. And let's choose some papers to wrap around those cups. There might be some dictionary paper or something that I could use. And this is generally what happens to my mail when I get it. Let's see. Some gloves, some white gloves. I think these were from Lindy Kay. Yeah, Lindy Kay. White gloves. And I think that's a letter. Here's some beautiful papers. And this is notebook paper. That would look good wrapped around there. And I certainly have enough of it. Let's hold that out. It looks like I have some fabric. I'm not sure where I got this. But it's a cool piece. It's 2 pieces of a log cabin quilt. I'm not going to cut that up. I think I have a pillow form that I can use for that. I'm not going to use that. I might just go for, I think I got some of this from Rebecca, because she's usually the one I buy fabric from nowadays. This is some leaves. Those could go in my zine. Is there anything else in here that could go in my zine? Oh, I wanted some of this for my putz house. I'm going to save these out too. My putz house is in the box over here. Here's some more yumminess. This probably came from, I'm thinking from Debbie Epps, this paper. I'm thinking that pretty paper that I got out, but let's look at, you see, I get this stuff, and I open it, and I ooh and ah over it, and then it goes into a box, and I need to get in here and sort some of this out and start using it. See what I have in here. I bought a really pretty bracelet that was made by Kellyanne. Let's see what I have for some of this stuff. Oh, I think this came from Rebecca. No, it came from Jacqueline. I'm not going to pull all that out. I think I found what I want. Although this is tempting. I'll come back if I decide I want something else. I've got to get all of these out and put them on a shelf where I can enjoy them. I can't enjoy them in a cardboard box, but while I'm clearing out my studio, and I am reorganizing, it's a slow go, but I'm getting there. Let me turn around. Put this box back down here. All right. So, what I want to do, I think this paper, Jacqueline says, can I use my beautiful dyed paper? Well, this is the notebook paper. It is beautiful. And it's kind of a reddish pink color. It's more red than pink. But I think that will just accent that really pretty. Just grab 2 sheets of it. And it's already got water spots on it. And I might put some images on it. Just for the fun of it. Get in there. Maybe if I put it this way. Let me put my... So I want this. I think I want this up at the tops. So let me kind of measure right there. And I could probably just tie a string or a ribbon or something. Or put it on with a piece of double-sided tape would work too. I keep getting ads. This is lavender. And it just fits. Let me put some double-sided tape. Which is out in the other room. Do I have any in here? I don't know if I do or not. I've got glue. Here's some. And I could put some washi tape around this. And I'm hoping double-sided tape will hold it. If it doesn't, I know the carpet tape will. So I'm going to start here on this side. And it'll wrap it kind of an angle because it's a cup and the sides just kind of slant down. And we keep these in the west window in the kitchen, and they get lots of light. And lavender, you don't overwater them. You do water them, but you have to be careful how much you put on there. I need my pen. I'm going to start right here at the seam and just wrap it around. Now it will kind of slant because the cup slants. Now it's going up. I think I'll take a little dart in it here. Oh, it's kind of hard to do it when the pot's already full. Take a little dart. Will that work? Maybe it has to go the other way. Well, we'll take the dart after I get it wrapped, I think. I don't know. I don't really need to take a dart. I can just leave it puffy. But I think I want, let's go ahead and put some tape on this. See, I want it on this side. Just a little fun. Cheer up my windowsill. I still have that tree that I made out of a rotten thread that I got. I got a cone of rotten thread at the thrift store, and it's just a huge big cone. And you try to do anything with it and the thread breaks. It's kind of a bulky thread, kind of a not yarn but almost yarn thread, and I couldn't do anything with it, so I wrapped it around and made a cone and made a tree, and it sat out in that window for I think 2 Christmases now. Alright, I need to put a little piece of tape in there. See, and then this is just the fold of the paper. Let me put some more tape in there. Put a little piece of tape here. And where's my pen? Now, do I want to take a dart? I think I do. And it's going to be it's just a fold in there. I'm calling it a dart. And fold it that way, I guess. It needs to go way up. That. It kind of shows a seam, but I'm pretty happy with that. I'm going to put some washi tape. I'm going to have to put some tape on that. I'll have to put that fan toward me. Woo! It gets warm in here. So I'm just going to kind of play with things tonight. I don't really feel like doing a lot of art. I'm going to do things like this. I got some magazines out. I got some other things I want to work on. Jacqueline, this is how I'm using your... Well, this is notebook paper, so... but it's really pretty. It'd be pretty... Oh, I've got that cheesecloth. I don't know if I can get a hold of that now. I don't want to tip it too much. course, my glasses slide down my nose. I should make this double tape easier to get a hold of, especially in tight spots like this. I just got a little crumbs off of there. Not too bad. Let me get them off my desk. And my camera's kind of crooked. I think my desk is straight. My camera's kind of crooked. Let me kind of fold this in now. There we go. And let's get out some washi tape. Got this floral that came from Rebecca. I also have some Chinese. Let's see what I have. A little bit of Tim Holtz tape measure tape. Some fishies. Got some gold, that's pretty. Here, I like this. Now, do I want to put it at the top and the bottom? And I think I'll take my glue stick and run around it. Little extra hole there. And this is tape that has printing on it. Let's start it at the seam there. And it's going to kind of wrinkle too as I put it around, because my glass, it's a paper cup, and so it's kind of has slanty edges. But I'm okay with it. Let's give it a tear. I kind of like that. I like how the wicking off of the edge of the paper, because this is the paper edge. I folded it over. Now, do I want to put some down at the bottom? I think I will. And the bottom, if I could hold it upside down, put my fingers in here. See, the bottom does not come close to the, but I'm going to leave it like that, let it kind of skirt. It's not a tight-fitting skirt. And I could probably gather it in a little with this tape, but I don't know if I want to. Oh, I got an ad. I'll come out and look at chat in a minute. So I'm just going to kind of lightly, I'm not going to pull this tight. I'm just going to let it lightly go around that paper. And I feel like I need an image on there. Like a vintage. Oh, I got that Mary Jane magazine. I'll bet you. Bet you I can find something in that Mary Jane magazine. There. Huh. See the difference? This says currently caffeinating. That's just fun stuff to do. And I got more dirt coming out of here. I turned it upside down. I need a paper. Dirt. Throw it in the bag over here. All right, I'm going to look at the Mary Jane magazine and see if I can't find some vintage images. I'll bet I can. And I'll be proud of this. I'll go out in the kitchen. I watered this. I use a K-cup. Let's see, what did I do with those magazines? I put them over here. Oh, reach, Mary, reach. Oh, that's just the green crap. What did I do with the Mary Jane? Did I put it up above? Did I put it up above? Yes. I have a K-cup that I drink my coffee from. And I just drink try to limit myself to one 10-ounce glass of coffee, cup of coffee with creamer, and a day. But my K-cup is just a, it's just a single. It's not a big thing, and but I always have water left in the water bucket. And when I go out in the morning to, neat. When I go out in the morning to make my coffee, I always dump that water from the day before, and I watered my plants with it. I've got some plants that I can't remember what they are. Oh, they're purple plants. And I planted them I'm going to have to look it up. I can't, it's not on the tip of my tongue because I don't say it all the time. But they're growing I caught them in little kind of like butter dishes. I think they were Cool Whip dishes. And they must be 2 feet tall. And I need to get them out of those Cool Whip dishes and put them in. See, I want something like this. And put them in, I'm going to save that, in a bigger container. And I might be able to keep them until spring and plant them outside in the spring. I'm going to tear this magazine apart. I'm just playing tonight. I want to welcome you all in. I've got, 17 of you in here? Let me refresh my chat and do a little welcome. It is good to see you. Thank you for spending a part of your Friday night with me. Who's in here? Stephanie Goldie, welcome in. Stephan Lucis Golden Clover. You changed your name from Goldie. I call you Goldie. I'm going to have to change you to Clover. Golden Clover. I think that's your new little puppy dog. Brenda D. Oh, you guys, I was sitting out on the front porch. Hello, wonderful people, it says. I just won instantly $100 on the Wisconsin lottery scratch-off. Wow, that's cool. It was a gift from friends. She didn't buy it. She got it as a gift. I can't think of a better way to spend it than to sample all 9 budget mixes. talking to Meri Ann's magazine. She sells budget mixes to make stuff with cooking. Let's see. Oh, I was sitting out on the front porch, and the sun was kind of hitting my camera, and I had this chat icon that was kind of floating on my screen, and I couldn't get it. It was to the Crafty Friends. It was to Stephanie's group. And I was trying to close it off, and the sun was shining on my camera, and I started a phone call. And I saw Brenda D's name in there, but Brenda Ashford answered it. I'm going, I'm sorry, I'm trying to get rid of this. Look at this little girl. I love this page. I'm just going to disassemble this magazine. Who else is out there? Stephanie, Brenda, Angie Brown. Angie Brown making her heart. She's making heart-shaped bowls. Welcome in, Angie. Let's see, who else have I needed? Lizbeth, Brenda D. Stephanie says, I'm very glad to hear it, Angie. I know it's still hurting, though. Oh, did you hear back? She says, oh, I didn't see you earlier. I got good news. My nose isn't broken. Well, it probably feels broken. It probably feels broken. Well, that is good news, isn't it? You know, they have some pretty cool, in this Mary Jane magazine, they invite people who like to write to submit little stories on certain topics. And look at, they always put a cool picture. And this issue happened to be about collecting, so there's a lot of cool pictures in here. Oh, let's see, who else? Stephanie and Joyce and Lizbeth and Angie. And I can't go up any further. Welcome in, welcome in. Did Jamie come in? Hi, Jamie. It's good to see you. It's good to see you. I'm tearing apart I'm wrapping my lavender plants. I planted these online last spring, and I didn't think they were going to grow, but they finally took off, and they're doing quite nice. And they're in just little paper styrofoam cups. I do have holes in the bottom of them. But they're doing quite nice. This one's a little taller. And I'm just wrapping the cup. I'm going to fussy cut like this lady and put on there. I'm going to put some vintage images on there. And that's why I'm tearing apart this magazine. Cool images. Got some chickens. I had started tearing apart this magazine before, and I never quite got it done. And you guys, when I put that compost on the garden this past spring, I think we put too much, well, it was my fault, too much on it. And I think our garden had too much nitrogen. And I was reading about it online, and you know, we had nice plants, but they didn't produce anything. Well, they produced, but they produced really small things, fruits and, you know, veggies. So they just went, and I was reading about too much nitrogen in your soil. And what they said to do was either amend it by adding more dirt, real dirt, not compost dirt, or cover it up or add mulch on it and let the mulch, you know, work into it, like straw, hay, and that type of thing. I think this is thin enough that I can take a couple, pull it apart like this. Hold on. Pull a section off of here and then cut it with my scissors. Get several pages at once here. So, I'm saving my corn stalks, the sweet corn stalks, and saving the potato vine. I dug some of my potatoes up, and I wanted them to be a nice size. They were little round potatoes. Oh, there's another lady. We'll save her. And then I think we get into the food section here. It always makes me hungry. I was hungry in Jacqueline's, but I made me a bagel with melted cheese on it. That filled me up. Some nice recipes. Here's something I could save. Looks like they're blowing bubbles. I'll put it there. I don't know if I want to use it, but I like the vintage things. Now we're getting into the collecting article. Look at those toenails. Aprons. And I ran across some aprons upstairs that we need to decide what to do with. Pots and pans. Butter molds. Those are cool. Look at the butter molds. And look, they have their own border here. Isn't that cool? Some very artsy person. Quilt. They're talking about collections here. Quilts. Sewing notions. Oh, my heart. Washboards. Teacups. Look at that curtain. Lunch boxes. China. Collecting. This was a collecting issue. Shoe stretchers. Look at those shoes. Choppers and mashers. I was looking at an ad. It was an Amazon. It was a kitchen ad. And I don't know if they have one here. A potato masher. It was a wire one. Like, gosh, my mom used to use one. They wanted $20 for it. And I'm going, well, I'll bet you could go to a yard sale or the thrift store and get something for $1. Very similar. They wanted $20 for a potato masher. I said, no, I don't think so. Kitchen organizers. And it was one that it was a wired affair that goes, they do the loopy thing, and then the wire, and it's on a handle, and you mash your potatoes that way. That's what I used to mash potatoes for my family. Well, not my mother and dad and my brothers. When we had mashed potatoes, I was the one who mashed the potatoes. That's cool. It says cooking with cast iron. And then there's a recipe for raspberry lemon crisp. That sounds good. Pineapple blueberry cobbler. Both of those sound good. Oh, and look at this picture right here. Last one. Look at that. That's pretty cool. I'll save that one. So, what in here? I've got this one that I'm not sure about, and this one, and this one. So I've got 3 that I like. I wonder if I can find another lady. Did I miss a lady? Usually they have a lot of vintage. Let's kind of look at this. I love this shadow box type thing. This is cool. A collection is a story told in objects. What type of things do you collect? Buttons and artwork, and I seem to be collecting dyed papers. I like this letter. I like the envelope type thing. It was about winning a lottery ticket and buying some of her mix. I'm just going to go through. I like the old sewing machine. I'm looking for... That little girl's almost too big. I'm looking for a vintage lady. That one's too small. I'm looking for another vintage lady to put on my cups. Camera. There's those patterns. I might not have another one. This is kind of pretty down here. No. Now we're into the food. No vintage ladies on the food pages. What that is. The toes. Aprons. I don't think I'm going to find another vintage lady in here. Oh, there's this lady and the safety pins. That might look good on there. And there's that lady. I'll hold that one out. And I think that's about all I'm going to find. Oh, no, that's a cow. That's a cow. This is a cool magazine. I love to get the pictures out of these Mary Jane magazines. But I usually read them 2 or 3 times before I tear them up. Alright. Let's go back to my plants. I brought a sack of magazines in to do some fussy cutting and some stuff, but not right away. Alright. So, I'm working on this, and we are going to fussy cut these out. Farm life. Make fairy lanterns. Boy, my lights are dim here. It says, no fireflies in your neighborhood? Make fairy lanterns instead. Anyone who has experience with real fairies knows that it's not a good idea to stuff them into jars. Cautions crafty blogger Nicholas somebody. They will pinch and nip if you treat them rudely. These lanterns are a fairy-friendly alternative. They're perfectly dreamy as a little nightlight or a magical cord. In a terrific tutorial, it's pointing you to a tutorial. It's not telling you how to do it. Catch fireflies and watch clouds. Some things you can do in the summer. This was a summer issue. And what is this? Part of a flower? Here is where I like to share my ideas. Gardening, crafting, sewing, carpentry, home decorating, entertaining ideas, and simple solutions. This was the 7 wonders, the 7 simple solutions. But we're going to take this lady. And, yeah. We're going to leave the number 2 there. And let's just cut her out here. And I don't like this little pair better, because I think she will fit once I get her fussy cut, she'll fit pretty good. I think she'll look good on here. And we're just going to do a rough fussy cut here. It's always, the face is always hard to cut. Especially with shaky hands. I had a cappuccino this afternoon. Probably shouldn't have. The rest should be easier, although I think I got a little white in there yet. Don't cut my nose off, she says. Got a little white on your nose. There. So what are y'all doing this weekend? I'm going to be at home. I have some things I need to get done. I wanted to go to the post office today. I never got it done. I went out on the, I was going to go this afternoon, and instead I went out and sat on the front porch. And then I got to watching Jacqueline, and that was the rest of my day. I didn't do much. I slept after my stream this morning. Oh my goodness, I slept. I was tired, that 4:30 in the morning streaming. I do think that I am going to maybe once a month, maybe once or twice a month, do an early wee hours of the morning, because several of the gals who came in early said they can't make it because they do other things during the day. And they can't make it. They're up and their day is half over with by the time I get on. And a lot of them I kind of missed. I'm trying to figure out where I want to put this. This is a seam, and this is a seam. So maybe right in here. And trim it off here. Maybe I'll trim it after I get it glued on. And I don't think I want any of this, but we're just going to use a glue stick and see how long that holds. Although I do think these Pen Plus Gear glue sticks are pretty good. But they're still glue stick, and they can dry. It can dry out. I'm gonna put some more over here. So I'm gonna put this right. Maybe right in here. Yeah, I need some more glue on. All right, now I need to trim it. I don't want to tip it over again. I'm going to have to trim this. At least I tipped it over on the paper. I got more dirt I can put in there. You want your soil damp, but you don't want it soaking wet for lavender. I kind of like that. Now, let's see. Do I want more than one image on there? I've only got two. I think that's a flower. It probably is continuing from on the other page, but I'm liking that. I don't have this plastered. It's loose around there. The pink paper is. It's not plastered to the, but it's good enough. Show it to you. Can you see her there? And then this is washi tape around here, and again, because it's wrapped around it's got a little wrinkles because it's wrapped around a circular piece that kind of slants in. Okay, let's, if I do this lady on the other side, that leaves me, ooh, there's some lavender there. That leaves me this lady that I really like, and I wonder if she'll go across the entire page. Not quite. Almost. And it leaves me these smaller ones. I kind of like the washboard lady. I wonder how much. Where's my ruler? My poor ruler. This is 4 4 1/4. If I got this lady as a washboard lady, she 4 1/4 is right here. I kind of like her. What did I ruin on the other side? The lamp. I think I'm going to take my washboard lady. And of course she swoops on down this way. Looks like she's holding a, I don't know if I want to ruin this. She's holding a wash pan there. She's going to scrub this on the washboards. I kind of like that. Let's go ahead and cut this one out. I could do herbs are the friends of the physician and the pride of cooks. That's what that quote says. And really, this is lavender, which is not a herb that we typically eat, although you have lavender in your teas sometimes. I've drank lavender and what? Lemon? Was it lavender and lemon or lavender and pomegranate tea? I think. I can't remember what they mixed the lavender with, but it was a tea. And faces are always the hardest. I think I want her over here. I just don't think I'm going to try to all right. So what did I use? The back of one of these? I think I used this. Scraps in my way. I think I want to put her. Let's see, this lady is here. So I'll put this lady right in here. And I'm going to have to tip it again. I think this next one I do, I'll put the images on before I put it around, because I know it's 4 1/4. Yeah, I kind of like that. I want to set it aside for now, and let's measure out. Get rid of the dirt here. And let's see, I just have the lavender. Got a pair of sunglasses. This has the little kids, the tree, and then I have, what happened to that other one that I liked so well? This one can almost fit around what's on the back. It's more of her editorial there. Must have been a front page editorial and a back page one. Let's clip this out. This almost, see the sun, I'm trying to get it trained because I had it, the window was here, and it grew toward the sun, and I just turned it so that it will stretch itself back toward this light again. That's why it's, because the roots are right in the center. The roots are right there. So you got to kind of turn them. This one's not bad. This one's pretty centered. All right. Let's see. Probably a couple inches. Maybe I need to cut a slit in here. Let's cut a slit. Really needs a big slit. Needs to go like that. I'm going to fold that. Well, that needs to come up a little. Right here's where I want to cut. Oh, it won't be perfect because Mary's never does things perfectly. But I need a paper under there. Or over there, maybe. Maybe I'll put this one on first. Because I like my poor plant. I like that. And I'm going to put washi tape down here, I think. Needs to come up a little. It really should be in sort of a circle type thing. Half circle. All right. And I think I used tape to put that other one on. I don't know if glue will hold this. But tape is kind of one and done. With glue I can adjust a little bit of adjustability. So I'm gonna try the glue. Getting down to the bottom of this glue stick. Whoops, I got a tear. And it is sticky. And that's already dried. Where's my... Where I threw it. That one fits a little flatter, but see, I got this to deal with. Now, you probably ideally wanted to do this before you planted. But, alright, let's get some of this. I don't know if this glue is going to be enough to hold these papers. So now I need to take care of this area. Kind of like it though. And what am I gonna do? Let's throw the dirt away. Be nice if I could find a pinky flower to put in there. I don't know if it had anything like that. I had that big white one. Where I had this one, and I don't know if I like that there. It doesn't make sense to me. You could maybe put the, I don't know, that's a lampshade. Where's the kids? I've got these kids here. The sounds of children's laughter. Let's cut this out. There's nothing but food on the other side. The sounds of children's laughter while playing outside is my all-time favorite sound. The tinkling sound of the laughter lights up my day. Sabrina. And that fits right in there. I'll trim it just a little. And I'm going to do the digger thing here. So I can throw away this glue stick. And we're just going to spread this on here. probably dry by the time I get this one done. Sticking to me. Should have marked it, but I didn't. Yeah, now my fingers are all gluey. I gotta clean my fingers off. Oh. Sticky fingers. I kind of like that now. Of course. I'm not sure glue is the best thing to use on this. I'm not sure how long this will last. Now I think what I'll do, got a little glue left, I might use that. I'm gonna put it back in case I might use it yet tonight. I'd like to use it up and throw the tube away. Now what I think I'm going to do, got a little bit of a headache. I slept after my stream this morning. Boy, did I sleep. Alright, so I have these images, these pages left. I'm going to put them back in the magazine because who knows, I might want something out of them like the washboards. Let's do that now. I'll turn around and stick them in the magazine. I'm going to put the magazine in the stack of magazines that I have here. We're going to go through that stack of magazines. I'm going to sort out what I want and don't want, but not right now. We're going to finish this. My washi tape I'm going to put back. I pulled these leaves out from my zine for November. You just run across stuff while you're doing this. Alright. My Burzine might become my December daily. Pen here. Now what I want to do is take and if I can find have to twirl the cart around. Let's see, what do I want? Coffee? Maybe this pigment dye color. because it's nice and juicy. And I'm just gonna ink the rim here. I didn't want to put washi tape on here because I wanted her skirt to kind of show. I didn't want to cover up her body. And of course it doesn't show that much. It doesn't make that big of a difference. Let's do it to this one too. Now this one is not, I could probably cut some slits in there, but see, I'm not sure that glue is going to hold these things together. Where's my palette knife? Because I know I glued this. See, and it's already. I'll probably, after I water it a couple times, it'll probably fall apart on me. I know I glued that. And this is pretty good glue. All right. We'll just leave it like that. I want to take this die pad and do the same thing around the edge. Now I know they'll go good out in the kitchen. I don't think you, because you're looking top down, you aren't getting the full effect of them. I think I'm going to call it done. Put this in the water. I did clean my water. I don't have any brushes in my water. My water is clean water sitting over there with no painty brushes in them. Go. So let me stand up and show you. It might be the lavender. It's a pretty strong scent. So here's the kids here, right in here, and it talks about the sound of children's laughter in that little verse. And here's the lady right here. I don't know if you can see her because of the light shining on her. There, you might be able to see her a little in there. And then on this one's pretty tall. Got a lady here that I cut out of the Mary Jane magazine. And this is Jacqueline's paper here. And there's the lady there. And I'll put these back in the windowsill. Not right now, but they'll go back in the windowsill. Right now I'm just going to put them up over this way. And clean the mess off my desk. Let's put some more hand sanitizer on this. Fingers. I need to give this desk a good old cleaning. The desktop. I was sitting here this morning peeling tape off of it. I was chatting with you guys. I'm going to come out and look at chat here in a minute. Look at that. Of course, that has my inky fingers on there, but or sticky fingers. I can feel it in here. Right there. Let's do this. This is my hand sanitizer bottle. Gotta have a place to hang stuff. I can feel it while my hand goes across it. I can feel it in there, right there. I think that's where that tape is. Right there. Alrighty. Some more over here, either tape or glue. It needs more cleaning, but we'll leave it like that. Let me come out and look at chat. I think I'm going to look at chat on my phone. I don't have to strain my eyes so much to see that side. I do clean my phones too, but my hands get dirty. My hands get dirty doing art, and then I touch my phone. All right, we want to go look at chat. Thank you guys for spending Friday night with me. Ooh, look. Cranberry pecan cheese ball. That sounds good, doesn't it? Steph's Stove by Stephanie Thomas. Gave her a shout out. Easy dinners anyone can make, all recipes. I like to watch her. I don't know who she is, but I love to listen to her at All Recipes. She's been doing a lot of cool things. Who else is on here? How My Italian Grandparents Something. Brian Hall says severe weather threat for the... I'll have to listen for that. Here's Create with Becca. Pink Photocrafts is scheduled for 9:30 p.m. Jackie Barkley, Friday feature artist. Take 2 art courses streamed 17 hours ago. Pop up a live chat with Possum Patty. Here's the breaking live weather, November 7th, severe weather coverage. It looks like it's out on the west coast there. Let's see, we are, well, they're down in Arkansas and Tennessee now. I don't know if that's current. Can we sketch? 223 days strong. I was reading on not on YouTube, it was a Facebook article about Grandma Moses. And from the time that she started, I think she was in her late 70s when she started painting her little folk art paintings until she died, which was, she was like 100 or 101 when she passed away. She did 1,600 paintings, probably more than 1,600 plus. And I thought, man, I wonder if I can do 1,600 paintings. But if you did a painting a day, and I'm just talking about a little piece of art a day, for every day of the year, let's just say 360 days, that's 700 and what? Newsflash. Oh, I got an ad. Get out of that. So 360 and 360 is what? 720? 12, 1, not 720. So that's 720 for 3 years. It would be almost 1,000. If you did a painting a day for 5 years, and I'm talking about a little piece of art, every day for 5 years for 360, you would have around 1,800 maybe paintings. Think of that. Get busy. For the next 5 years, I want to see every day do a little piece of art. It doesn't have to be a painting. Get busy. All right, let me get to chat here. I'm off on my world. Sylvia. Hi, Sylvia. She says, Mary, I went to a craft fair today and saw tons of goodies that I did not buy. I'm having so much fun with my burzine. Oh, Sylvia. Cool. Very cool. Stephanie says, hi, Sylvia. Sylvia says, oh my goodness, I was watching the replay of the shorts and realized you were live. Oh, yep, I'm here. So one is lavender and one is rosemary. No, Allie K, they're both lavender. This one almost looks like, they're both lavender plants. I do have some rosemary out in that, and I need to get out there. And I have a really pretty rosemary and a really pretty sage plant. I don't know if I can save them. I should see if I could save them. Just dig them up and put them in pots and bring them in the back porch. I could see if I could save them. I have to find a spot for them. Put them on the stair step in the back porch. But they're about the only thing I think I can save out of my garden, because, you know, garden stuff eventually dies out. And hi, Allie K, it's good to see you. It's good to see you, Allie. What did she plant? Anyone knows? It looks like rosemary. They're both lavender, and I planted these online this spring. I think I did it in one of my morning streams, and I didn't think they were ever going to grow. And it took the longest time for them to even sprout and get little babies. They were just little babies, and now they're doing pretty good. I think I planted 5, and these 2 thrived. The others didn't make it. Well, I got one out there yet that's, I don't know, it's in trouble. I might just let it die out. They're saying hello. Now, it's not rosemary, but I do have some rosemary out in that raised garden there. I think I could save it. I'm going to try it. Lisbeth says, I need to go fix dinner. We'll head to the balcony if I can. Have a great weekend, everybody. Joy says, hi, Allie. Brenda D says, good night, Angie. Angie says, no nap today, so I'm getting sleepy. You take care of yourself, Miss Angie. She says, I'm going to make bowls this weekend. I think I asked what you guys are doing. Lori Beth, if you're out there in the balcony, hi up there. Lori Beth. Brenda D says, stay safe, Joyce. Joyce says, thanks, Steph. It hasn't gotten to me yet. It's raining here too, Angie says. Joyce says, I'm in between Chattanooga and Knoxville. Be careful, Joyce. Is there a storm going Joyce's way? Joyce said, I hope it simmers down. That one hasn't got. Brenda D is here. She says, we're just getting mild thunderstorm. Brenda is. Nashville has a tornado. Oh, my goodness. Angie said, yes, it is married to something. How are you doing, Angie? Steph says, yeah, but this new name is so clunky. I'm going to call you Golden Clover. I might just call you Golden, but I kind of like Clover. I might just call you Clover, Steph. I miss Goldie. I'll call you Clover. Over Clover. Clover over. Let's see. Hi, Brenda D. Stephanie says, hi, Brenda. Hi, Brenda. Very glad to hear, Angie. I know it's still hurting. Yeah, Angie got some good news that her nose isn't broken. That's all the further I can go up. Lori Breath said hi. Yay, she heard me. Stacy May, hi Catitude. Stacy, what are you doing for streams now? Are you streaming yet? It's good to see you back online. You let us know what you're doing. You used to stream every morning. Are you going to get that, or are you going to stream it all? Let us know what you're doing, Stacy May. It's good to see you pop in. All right, so the other thing I was going to do tonight, let me turn chat off. I brought him in here. Oh, I brought, because it's coming. It's coming. You know what's coming? It's not All Saints Day. It's Christmas. This is just one of my Christmas boxes. And I kind of tripped on it tonight, so I got the crooked lid. And I thought I'd go through this. This is from a couple years ago. I have about 6 or 7 of these Christmas boxes. Some of them I filled with fabric. So I have here a Christmas card journal from ago. And let's see what I have in here. I have things in here. Here's a Twilight. This looks like an ATC from Aaron Fractus. F-A-C-T-U-S. I was in a swap, I guess. It says Twilight. Just a little paper. Looks like I was doing some, I think these were envelopes, the insides of envelopes or the outsides of envelopes. I think that's what all this mess is. But I couldn't throw them away. Envelopes. Goodness knows why I saved them. Some note cards. Here's a Christmas card. Who's that from? Yep, some of these cards might just be blank from. It's a cute one, isn't it? All right. It's time to look through the Christmas boxes. And what I generally do is things like this, I just pile it in one of these Hobby Lobby boxes. I find the bigger ones are a little bit harder to find. Here's an angel card from Annie V. Oh, Annie. And she didn't date it. I wish she would have dated it. Dear Mary, happy birthday. My birthday was in August. She sent me well, it's not a Christmas card. Let's see what she says. Dear Mary. It's Annie V. Annie V, couple years ago, she sent me a whole bunch of, she was downsizing her studio, sent me a whole bunch of really cool things. And she's really, she found me from Dee Dee Willingham. I think Dee Dee told her about me. And at that time, now this is just in my head, at that time I just moved to Nebraska from Wisconsin, and I only brought a few things back with me because I couldn't pack everything in my minivan. And so I had 6 boxes of crafting stuff. Now I'm overflowing. But I think Dee Dee put her on to me, and she oh my goodness, she sent me a cinch thing. She just sent me boxes of really cool stuff. She sent me some Art Nouveau pages. She sent me watercolors. She sent me these Dairy Van, and they're expensive. I call them gelato in a jar, Dairy Van screen printing ink. You get it from Australia, and of course you know it's imported, but it's really expensive. Annie V. She says, happy birthday. Having had a very something. Oh, she had a bad car accident? Having had a very bad car accident for 2 weeks, your videos made the hours go faster. Aw, she's so sweet. She never chatted. I don't know if she even, I haven't heard from her for a long time, but boy, I do think of her a lot. Your imagination is boundless and gives us a lot of inspiration. Love, Annie V. Oh, and Annie V is an artist. She sent me some of the things she did. She outdoes me. Now here's just some white napkins. I'm going to put it with the white papers and the envelope papers. Kind of just stuff that can be done something with. And this I couldn't throw away. This I think I got from Lucia. It was an advent calendar. And I couldn't throw it away. Oh, and look at all those really neat squares. And here's an envelope. This one is from Cheryl Johnson. Cheryl Johnson, where are you? We miss you. Some Dollar Tree gift tags. Some card fronts. Some more Dollar Tree gift tags. This is more papers, envelopes. Put the cards here. North Pole. Notes from the North Pole. That's, what's this? Oh, these are photos. I think these are of one of our Christmases. And this is one of my favorite photos. Of course, they're both older now. My grandniece, and this is her grandpa, my brother's, her grandpa. He grew a beard, and he won't shave it off. I should show him this picture and say, you're looking good there. Shave off that old beard. He's so proud of his beard, and it's an old shaggy thing. I wish he'd shave it, but, you know, you can't tell him too much. I worried about him today. He found him a fishing partner here in town. About 11 o'clock this morning, I fell asleep. I fell asleep in my recliner this morning, and it was right by the phone. And he was calling his fishing partner and, want to go fishing? We're going to go down to Liberty Cove. So I always worry about him because my brother's in his late 70s, and this man is in his 80s. You know, I worry about them driving, and I know I shouldn't, but what are you going to do? What are you going to do? You want to make them stay home? You don't want to tag along with them, and they're going to do what they want to do. But boy, I'll tell you, I worry about them when they go off. Now, his new fishing buddy, friend has a son who owns a lake up by Lincoln, and they went up there last weekend, but I think his son kind of did the driving, and I relaxed a little bit more. But when these two old men take off by themselves, I worry about them. I'm praying, but this is from a couple years ago. She's in high school now. She was probably in about 7th grade there. Let's see, is there anything else I want to share here? Here she is with Santa Claus. Here she's in a Christmas play. Here's where you should have worried. This is my nephew putting up lights on the house. And I got one where she's climbing up. She wanted to help her dad put lights up. Oh. There's my brother again. Here she is. She's a pretty little gal. She's just as pretty now as she was then. Here she is with Santa Claus. But she's younger here. She's all grown up now. I think I got these pictures. I don't know where I got these. I know because I wasn't there when she went to Santa Claus. I don't know if these were sent to me or if I downloaded them from the internet. I'm not sure where I got all those. She thinks she's something there. This is me right here. You don't see me very well. When I very first came, I've lost weight since then. And I looked a little younger then. I always wore these sunglasses on top of my head. She's given me a Christmas gift, which I still have. You can't see me very well, and that suits me fine. This is her by the Christmas tree. Here she is with her dad. And she got a little Christmas card there. I'm not sure who from. I think her Uncle Brian. Here she was a cheerleader when she was younger. She didn't like it. She didn't keep that up. This is her here, cheerleading. Here's where she's climbing up on the roof. Her Uncle Brian got right there with her. He's afraid that she was going to fall. I think I got a better picture, but her dad was up over here, and she said, I'm going to go help. And she started climbing the ladder. Here she is there, climbing in the reflection. And that's her dad over there putting up Christmas lights. Here's where she's starting to climb, right there. I took those pictures of her. And here she is with her grandpa again, hugging him. He misses her. When she was younger, they used to play school. He played a lot with her when she was younger. You know, he'd play dolls with her. He'd play school with her. Now, she's all grown up and doesn't play with him anymore. He misses it. He misses it. Here's some gift wrap. Pretty gift wrap paper. I don't know what I could do with that. Put it in a journal, I think. And Christmas paper. I could probably fold and do some writing. I have some Christmas tree paper that I got at the thrift store this weekend, or not this weekend, just recently. Here's a calendar from 2021. Holiday stationery. So I got a lot of that. Some cards. I think this one is from Holly. I saved it out. This is from Holly Dalton card. I just know. Yep. Holly Dalton. Mary, 2019. Merry Christmas, my friend. Thanks for the inspiration. We miss Holly. She ran the bed and breakfast in Fibdiggity. It's a little Christmas page not out of a book, I don't think. It's Christmas related. It's fun to go through. Here's a postcard that I did these postcards. This one's held up quite well. I don't know if I tried doing this again. It's just a round circle that I made. I punched one of these 2.5-inch circles, and then I painted around it with blue, and then I painted with a pink glitter paint. I had other color bulbs too, and then I put this fine liner. This white is all just craft paint out of my fine liner, and it's really embossed. And then after all that dried, I covered it with this extreme art glitter glue, or I might have, I don't know if I did the art glitter glue or just varnished them, but they came out good. I sent this one to I sent this one to Barb, and it came back, and I kept it for me. Here's an envelope from Miss Becky. I haven't seen her here for a long time, Becky. Where are you? Miss Becky card. And I think this is a card This is from Vicki Brown. This is a pop-up card. It's a box from Vicki Brown. We used to hang out together. Her and Cindy Utter and Gina Ahrens. She sent me a pop-up card. And here's a card from, I have a lot of my cards in art journals. This is just a blank one. I accumulate. Here's some ugly sweaters. I'm going to save this out. This will probably go in the Berzine stuff. I know you can't get it in your unless you cut them, but still, I'm going to save that one out. This one looks like a Becky card. Let's see who made this. Kathy Whitney. Kathy Whitney. She's got the same style as Becky does. Kathy Whitney card. Department. This Disabled America. Disabled. I think this was a Daffy card. Know who that's from. Envelopes here. I don't want to show the address. It's got some more just papers. Some of these are envelopes I'm keeping. That was from Ella Connor. Let's see, this stuff, I need to clean some of this out. Here is a gingerbread house from Joyce Boring. A Joyce Boring. We had a gingerbread house swap. This one Joyce did. Joyce. Another envelope. Merry Christmas from, I need to get these hugs. Oh, this is the Ella Connor. I see her out here. Not out here. I see her online every now and then. See her on Facebook. I think this is from Annie V. Annie V. Bless her heart. Hope you have a wonderful Christmas and Happy New Year. 2018. So this was 7 years ago. Dear Mary, was going to send this months ago, but had surgery, and now it's my husband's turn. Aww. This one looks like it might have come from Dee Dee. Oh yeah, Dee Dee. Mary, may you have a wonderful Christmas and a blessed New Year. See, I remember you guys. I don't know who this one came from. Gina. Gina. I was hanging out with Gina then. Gina and Cindy Utter. And some little, I don't know who sent it to me. It's a little gifty pack. And some pretty poinsettias. I want to say Lucia did this, but it was for Mary from Rose. Yeah, Rose, I forget her last name, but she hung out with it for a while. She had eye troubles. And here's some more of my cards, one I didn't get sent. And here's one from Janet Baum. This is, she did my bulb. She did a pretty good job of it. It's sparkle. I see some sparkles in there. And she used, I think she used a white pen to do all of this. Janet Baum. And I did this envelope. Christmas box from Kendra Collins. I see her online quite a bit. Kendra, here's some envelopes with little Scotty dogs. Is that a Scotty? No, that's not a Scotty. Little dogs and kitties. These Humane Society. My sister-in-law, my ex-sister-in-law used to. Here's a tag. That was an envelope that I did at one time or another. I giggle whenever I see these cardinals. Although I don't think I painted that cardinal. I think that was a collage cardinal. But I did a cardinal on one thing, and it was huge. It was a monster bird. This is a collage bird. This is not a painting. But I think it was a napkin, and I collaged it on this envelope. Some stickers, a bingo card, and this is a napkin. And I have a lot of just little torn papers. A thank you card from Rhonda. I just got to talk to her this morning. She peeked into my early morning chat. It's good to see her again. Happy holidays from Janice Glines. She sent me some things here. Janice Glines sent me some cool things. I might keep these out. I'm going to keep the fussy cuts out. I've been looking for small images, but this was from Janice Glines. I don't see her. She's mostly in Rosemary's group now. She doesn't come to my house anymore. This was an envelope from Rhonda. A tag that I made. This looks like it came from Becky. Yep. I know Becky's work any place. I think I do anyway. It says, thanks for sharing this art adventure with me. I hope you and your family have a fabulous holiday. Becky. Scott. Bernadette. Little Bernadette passed away. Oh, my little Bernadette doggy. I just loved her to hear her talk about little Bernadette. That's from Becky. This is just scrap. I should get all these cards together, but you know the thing it is with these cards? They mean something to me. And you know how it is with Christmas cards? Even if you put them in an album, it doesn't mean anything to other people. But my heart, I love to see who they're from. This is from Leather Jade Art. Her name was Stephanie too. I don't see her anymore. She carved a Meri eraser for me. This is an envelope from, I don't know, from Las Vegas. Can't pronounce the name. Here's I think this probably came from Barb Fill-In. I think I associate Barb with that ornament. She sent me some stuff. Some little doilies. A little green heart. Crocheted heart. An envelope from Kathy Whitney. Here's another Becky tree. Did Becky do it? No, this was a Kathy Whitney. See, Kathy Whitney and Becky, now, they have the same styles. I think I did this card. Did I do this card? Nope. This came from Suze. I don't see Suze anymore. Suze. She put her phone number on there. Beautiful card from Riri, I'll betcha. This one reminds me of Riri. No, that's a Dee Dee card. That's a Dee Dee card. That kind of reminds me of Dee Dee, too. That was an envelope from Kendra. I gotta be careful with these addresses. This is an envelope that Holly. Is this a Holly card? No, this is a Sharon Lombard card. Look, she did this. Mary at Phibbsville. She drew that post office. She made this card. Sharon Lombard. Ah, my heart. Little Christmas napkin. A little doily. Somebody mailed to me a snowflake. There's the envelope Sharon's card came in. A little note paper sled. Ho, ho, ho! From Joseph Schuler. Schuler. Beth Schuler. Joe. Beth and Joe. How to think. Who's Joseph Schuler? That's an envelope. Ooh, there's something in there. Is it money? Oh, no, it's like a little, it's a little bulb. I'm going to put it in there. Beth sent me a little bulb and I just found it 7 years later. Is this 2018? I don't see a date, but this whole box I think is 2018. I'll bet you this is Becky. What do you bet? Becky McCauley. It just looks like her art. It's a dragonfly. And I'll bet you this is Becky. We did a lot of trading art back in the day. No, this is not Becky. This is Lucia. It looks like Becky's art, but that's Lucia. Postcard from Lucia. And I think this might have come from Beth Schuler. This card, I think she just sent this as I associate this with Beth Schuler. I think she just sent it as part of the envelope. Marion Bright. I think that came from Beth. Little. Here's some more of my postcards that I made. See, this is the beginning of one. See, I did them in different colors. And all it is, I took that paper punch and punched it, and then I think this is metallic paint. And then I continued. I got a couple here. There's a pink one. And is there one on here? There's two there. They're kind of stuck together. This one didn't get finished. Dear Mary. Oh, it must have got finished. Oh, Mary paints everywhere she goes. Making things much prettier ever makes them glow. Cheryl Johnson. She would do all these little verses. I miss Cheryl so much. I wish, if you're out there, Cheryl, I wish you'd come back. We miss you. It's one of my cards. Cheryl Johnson, little snowflake. Another little, just a little wreath deal. This came from Danny Coleman. I think this is Danny's card. Danny Coleman. I love the little written notes in here. Oh, I miss everybody. This is a Dollar Tree. Holly Jolly candy. A little heart-shaped Christmas ornament, cookie cutter. To Dad from Ashton. Ashton is my grandniece. Her dad is my nephew. Some little crocheted pieces. In here. I think I did this. Just looks like my work. I didn't sign it. These are just extras that I had. Postcards. I love going through these things. I got a lot of cards. I should make a journal out of them. Little pieces of paper in here. Little birdie. Little Christmas birdie. I guess that's about it. A little crocheted piece. A little Christmas ATC. Did that come from somebody? I might have been making these. I don't remember if these were given to me or if I made them. They're just cut watercolor. I don't remember. Memories. I just love going through. I got about 6 or 7 of these boxes. I love going through them. I love going through them. So they were talking in Jacqueline's chat about how many. Some of them are sending, like, I sent a lot of Christmas cards last year. I think this year what I'm going to do is design a card and make stickers and send postcards. I think that I haven't decided on my design yet. That's just the front. And this, we didn't go through this. This was a card journal that I made. I made this probably in 2018. And I have different cards on here, different envelopes. Most of these cards are not what people sent to me. They're just cards I had around. I can even get it back in there. Or if they sent them to me, that one might be one I received. I'll have to, can't remember to tell you the truth. This one looks like it was, no, it was just a note card. Cool. Let me. Different things tucked in the envelopes. Well, catching the snowflakes there with their tongues. Little tags, Christmas tags, Christmas paper. It's really not a journal for memories. It's more just Christmas items. I didn't journal or anything in it. M&M wrapper, candy wrapper. Christmas tree there. ATC from 2019. I can't read that. Oh, here. Winter Sparkle. I'm not sure what that is. One of one. August of 2019. Janice Glines did that. And that looks like her contact information. Janice. Janice. What else do I have in here? These I think are coasters. I've got 2 of them. Might be 4 of them in there. I don't think I've ever opened these. I want to see if they're coasters or paper pad. Oh, it goes like that. I think they're coasters. I don't know how they open. Maybe they don't. Oh, here. I'm curious. It looks like there's 2. I think they're coasters. And it looks like there's 2 of them there. I'm not going to open it. I think they're just Christmas coasters. These might have come from Janice. Oh wait, there's an envelope. A visit from St. Nicholas. It's a story by Clemens. I might have got this from Janice Glines. It just feels like it. I like this ATC. Little tag. I don't even remember doing this. I might have received this from somebody. I don't remember making these. I made the journal, but I don't remember making that. Joy card. Some cards stuck in there. Some extra cards is stuck in here like this. And that's the end of it. A little card journal that I made the journal. It's held up pretty good over the years, but I just set it in there. Now, I have all these papers. I'm just going to kind of keep them in a stack. I'm going to keep these out. You might, if you're in my zine, Burzine, you might get this in the December kit. It's way too big for the zine. You might be able to cut the Santa Claus down if you wanted. All these extra little papers are going to go there, and then that there, and that's about it for this Christmas box 2018. I think I started saving these 2016. Of course, they're all different sizes. Not all of them are big boxes, and not all of them are completely full. In the later years, I didn't get as many cards. Why aren't we sending cards? All right, what time is it? Let me see what time it is. What time is it out there? Let me come look at chat again. I went down memory lane. I have a Sprite out here. I had that bagel and I have the Sprite. It's still pretty full. My phone needs to be cleaned again. I clean my phone with alcohol pads, but it's pretty dirty. My phone needs a good cleaning. All right. Oh, I'm right here. Allie K says, I just saw Sylvia's comment above. She said 48 days until Christmas. That's hard to believe, isn't it? Well, you know, this is November. This is November the 6th. Tomorrow, or no, this is the 7th. This is the 7th. This is November 7th. Next week will be the middle of November. And Allie K, I'm not sure if I'm going to do I might do some more impromptus, but I'm not sure that I'm going to do a November stream, because the 17th is, if I did it, I'd have to do it this coming Monday. But I might just do some impromptus. You might have to just kind of watch. I'm trying hard to get the November kit out and going. I'm making slow progress. Let's see. Retreat. Oh, Stacy says neat. Sylvia's comment above. Let's see. Allie K said it's like a guessing game. Name the sender of the card. Yeah. Meri must have been the same time I saw her. Renee Suzanne, maybe a month. Oh, you saw? On Renee Suzanne Goldie? Did you see her online? No, Suzanne Hale. I don't know if you remember her. Suzanne Hale. She's the gal who fell off of a horse, and she was kind of disabled because I mean, she didn't recently fall off of a horse when we knew her, but at one time in her life, she fell off of a horse and it disabled her. And she would come in here. And she was always sending me stuff. She sent me scissors and papers and all sorts of stuff. She and Deborah Brown both. And I had to tell Suzanne to quit sending me stuff. She sent me paints, and I said, you need to quit. She was so generous. And I felt so bad. I mean, I took it because it was a gift, but I didn't want to return a gift, but I did feel bad because, you know, and she's just a very generous person. I said, I told her, I said, quit, you need to quit sending me so much because I felt bad. She's just being very generous. I don't know if she's still out there. She quit coming for some reason or another. A lot of people come and go, though, and I'm okay with that. You know, people have different tastes. I appreciate those of you who stay, but, you know, people grow. People watch different things, different channels. They like different things. So I understand people that don't come around anymore. I miss them. I miss a lot of people who don't come around anymore. Where are you? But I'm not going to track them down, and, you know, I might send them every now and then, say, I'm thinking of you, but if you're out there, people, I'm thinking of you. Okay, let's see, they're talking about Renee Suzanne. Renee Suzanne was Little Red Wagon, and she has a channel. She does a lot of music stuff. She's into the music stuff. And she has a son that's autistic, I believe. He's autistic, and she cares for him. Renee, she popped into Live Perhaps Best. I don't remember. Yeah, she pops in every now and then, Renee Suzanne. But I was talking about Suzanne Hale. Suzanne Hale is another Suzanne. That's okay, Mary. Oh, yeah, Suzanne Hale. I haven't seen her in years. Yeah, it's been a while. And, you know, in the same way with Cheryl, my heart just breaks because Cheryl was so sweet. And I just miss her so much. I miss her. And who knows, you know, maybe she's just too ill to come. We don't know. You know, several people have tried to contact her. I've tried to contact her. She never replies. And, you know, she may not be. I just hope if she's ill that it's not depression. You know, she had breast cancer. She went through a lot. And I worry about her. We haven't seen any, I haven't heard any information about her health status. I don't know what's going on there, but I sure do miss her. I sure do miss her, and, you know, but there you go. Let's see. I think Sue stopped coming within the last few months randomly. Yeah, they're talking about Little Red Wagons. Not Rose McGill, Lucia McGill. Rose was another lady, and I can't remember her last name, but she had a lot of eye trouble. I think she lived out west someplace, and she would go to Becky's too, but I think that's where I met her, was over at Becky's, on Becky's channel. But she couldn't do a lot of art because we were in a swap with her once, and I received, I think it was the boho swap, one of the boho swaps where we did that tag journal. I don't remember if she was in that one or another one, but she had some health issues. Rose did. I can't remember her last name. But McGill was Lucia McGill. Let's see. Stacy says, thanks, Mary. Stacy says, not yet. We're talking, I asked Stacy about if she was going to, Stacy used to stream in the mornings, every day, but she hasn't. She took a break. I think she had some things she needed to take care of in her personal life. And she says, not yet. I may not be starting again till next spring, but I plan on being back. Well, it's good to see you if you're out there, Stacy, and listening. It's good to see you online. I think Stacy was at Jacqueline's tonight. If anyone wants to check on out my content, there's a lot of it. Yeah, Stacy's channel. Stephanie Clover. I call her Clover. Stephanie, who used to be Goldie, I'm going to call her Clover now. Clover left a link to Stephanie May's channel. And let's see what else is going. Lori Beth said hi. Lori Beth. Sylvia says, Mary, I went to a craft fair today and saw tons of goodies that I did not buy. I have to quit buying too. I wanted to go out today, but man, I'll tell you, after doing that early morning stream, I'm surprised about how tired I was. I really wiped me out. I slept for a couple hours after my stream. My brother woke me up by making that phone call. They went fishing. And then I still kind of napped after that. And then later this afternoon, I went out and sat on, it was a little cool out, but I sat on the front porch and I was watching, sitting out on the front porch watching Jacqueline. Finally, I came inside. Jacqueline had a little internet trouble there toward the end, and I truthfully think there wasn't anything. She was buffering, and she said, it says that you don't have enough video, and I don't know what she meant by video, but sometimes when there are a lot of people online in a certain area, and she said she had Ethernet, she said she was hardwired, but she wasn't getting enough juice to continue. Jacqueline tonight on her sale. And I was okay with that because I was getting hungry. I went out and made me a bagel with cheese on it. I had a cheesy bagel for supper tonight and some olives. I've been trying to eat more olives. I think olives are good for you. And, you know, they're pickled, so they're kind of pickly, but I like to have 4 or 5 olives with my sandwich. I had a bagel sandwich with cheese on it, melted cheese. Put it under the broiler and let it get kind of toasty. Allie K says she likes olives. I like black olives. Yeah, I like olives too, but they're a little pickly. The green ones, I had the green ones today with the pimentals in them. I just decided I watched I watched an infomercial, one of those doctor shows where he said how good olive oil was for you and how to determine the real olive oil from the fakey stuff. And I go, well, these are real olives, so it must have some oil in them someplace. It had more vinegar probably than oil, but I like to munch on them. Golden says. I gotta get used to calling you Clover. Clover says. Olives. You guys like olives? Oh, yes. Allie K, it was Rose McGinn, not McGill. McGinn, G-U-I-N-N. That's right. You got it, Allie. That's the right name. I think I met her over in Becky's stream, Rose. And it probably would have been around 2017, 2018. Well, the only other thing I had planned to do tonight, I could work on the Transparent Art Journal page, but I brought in a stack of magazines. So let's just, I noticed here I have, what is this? I went through the Mary Jane. I'm going to keep that out. But I have some, what is this? I think this is a stamper's catalog. And, you know, you can use this stuff for in your journals. I think I got this at the thrift store. Either that or I got it from a sale. I don't think I got it. I think I got it at a thrift store. Paid $1 for this. But a lot of this stuff you can use and fussy cut these things. I would not scan it and use it that way. But you know, here's a lot of You Made My Day, Hugs and Kisses. Things that you would stamp. It's a stamper's catalog. So there's that. And I'm going to pull out some magazines. Let me put my phone away so I don't break it. I don't want to break my phone. I'm just going to pull some magazines out of this sack. I need to get rid of these magazines. I need to get rid of them. And there might be some Christmas ones in here. Goodness and Light. Here's a cottage living one. I used to get these at the library, but you know, since the Magnolia, the libraries don't have as many free magazines that they used to. And let's see, what else do I have here? I've got some that I've already torn apart. We'll kind of look at these. See what I have. Here's a windmill. Is that the wind? No, this is the windmill. It flew off. My mother used to love old windmills. Country magazine. I folded that probably for fussy cutting. I think I'll throw this away. I don't know. Maybe I should keep it as an index to a Childcraft magazine, a set, encyclopedia set. And I tore all the other pages out, and I couldn't throw that index away. It could make, of course, now this is a pledge to children. That's probably why I saved it. They're pledged to children here, and White House Conference on Children and Youth. But here it starts the index. What would you do with 100 pages of index? Well, I got, it looks like some pictures in the back here. Childcraft. And somewhere around here I've got an altered Childcraft book. I don't know what I'm going to do with that. I hate to throw it away. But it's not, it's in with the magazines. It's really more of a book thing. Let's see, what else do I have here? A few more. Let me get out. A few more in this sack. Another back cover here. I think it was fireworks that I was saving. Looks like it was off of a back of a magazine. Probably would have liked to have that. I did a July journal this year. Alright, I don't know what I'm going to do with this. I'm going to put it back in this sack. I could paint on those. They're kind of glossy paper though. The index page. I'm going to set it down. Alright, so I think the problem with a lot of this stuff, I just can't throw them away. I can't throw them away. I'm going to set these up a little. Take them out in the kitchen later. Country. Butchered your ATV. We got you covered. Wind and Waves. Vintage Decorating. As I read your story about Wellsboro, Pennsylvania, in the December-January issue, I saw the picture of the shiny bright ornaments. I thought, those look familiar. I realized I have some shiny and bright vintage ornaments. They've been in my family for 71 years, and I don't know how much longer. They go on my tree every year. Thank you for the article. You can't see that very well, probably. All right, I'm going to start throwing. I'm going to pull out and throw away. I can't save everything. This is one I need to pare down. I need to pare down on these. I got 6 or 7 sacks of magazines. And although these are interesting, they've kind of served their purpose. And so I'm going to tear out what interests me right now tonight. And I'm going to throw the rest away. Here's the Holland Farms, Holland in Bloom. Maybe I'll tear this out. You don't need a passport to get here, but it feels like a world away. Colorful wooden shoes caught my attention. Look at that house. I can't even read it, it's too light. Stands sentinel over the shore of Lake Michigan. It's a lighthouse on Lake Michigan. The power of the Pacific. Flowers. I wonder if those were flowers instead of fireworks. I'll have to look at that better. A home for books. Look at that library. A house on a ranch beneath Colorado's dramatic skies. The Rocky Mountain Library celebrates stories of the American West and gives writer Mindy Sink a place to play. Doesn't look like a library, does it? Way out in the field. Journeys. See, I just have to get rid of some of this stuff. Call of the Mountains, Freedom to be You. I call that the 5th freedom. Even though it's an ad. You know, we have our 4 freedoms. Freedom from want, freedom, 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 and freedom to be you. I call it the 5th freedom when I see that ad. All right. I am going to throw away what I don't tear out. There's another Holland. I'll save that lighthouse. Or, well, now I'm going to throw it away. I've got to start throwing away. I don't know if I can fit it in my current trash sack, which needs to be taken out. All right, so the next one is a Nebraska Life. Nebraska Life, I like their magazine. They do an excellent job. Do I need to tip this camera a little? No, I think I'm good. Nebraska Life, yeah, they're a nice magazine. They've got a lot of cool pictures. The Sandhill Cranes. One of the North American wildlife experiences lands in Grand Island. Grand Island is where my brother goes for the VA, up to the VA. That's where Hobby Lobby is. And that's where the cranes are. Up near there. Not in there, but... Alright. Let's see. Here's Nebraska. We live... There's York. We live right down in... Let me get my scissors here. We live right down in here. This is York. That's where I used to go to the dentist. So probably right down in here. In this area right here. We're not too far from the Kansas border. York is probably about 60 miles, maybe 70 miles northeast. No, not 70. Probably about 60 miles northeast. Nebraska City, Lincoln is up in here someplace. There's Seward. No, that's not, they don't have Lincoln. Here's Omaha, so Lincoln is right in here. Seward. Yep. Ah, got my think I'm going to save this. I don't want the picture. I want the journaling, a game changer. You know, I'll get journal spots. Got a lot of journal spots in that stamp catalog, but sometimes these, when you're doing your art journaling, that's just what you need, a game changer. I'm going to save that. Throw the rest away here. I just have to get rid of some of this stuff. Having a doggone good time in Nebraska City. Madrid store serves pie with a slice of love. Skincare. Trivia, South Omaha. See, they do such beautiful photography in this magazine. Spread the joy. Gone to Texas. A Hartington Heart Song. It's a good picture. Married 20 years. Aaron and Ben work parents and co-star in a reality show. They also restore buildings like this barn. Oh, there's a kitty. You gonna throw that kitty away? Kitty says. Yep. Cheddar cornbread. Cinnamon rolls. I'm going to bake some cinnamon rolls tomorrow. I bought some grands. My brother will enjoy them. Natural history hero. Charles Henry Morrill. Used to be Morrill Hall up at the university. Bearing the moniker Morrill. There's our Capitol building. 13 architectural curiosities. This Capitol building was designed with a lot of deco art architecture. I learned. There's a Pony Express station in Stanton. Lighthouses in Nebraska. The windmill. Stir Museum up in Grand Island. I didn't know it had a lake around it. I guess we come in. Where do we come in at? I guess we must come in here off the highways off over this way. I've never really been to that museum. I need to go. I'm close enough. Find a good event and go. Well, like I said, what I don't pull, I'm going to throw away. I'm going to save this. Because I can't keep this stuff around. I just cannot keep it around. I'm getting so much. So Nebraska land. Do I want that beautiful butterfly? This was the cover of it. I'll save the butterfly and get rid of the guy. Although that's a cool picture. Oh. So this one I've already torn apart. Here, I'll save this one. Reminds me of my brother fishing. Two old fishermen, I worry about them when they go off by themselves. From high wheel to bicycle safety. Some old bicycles. I'm going to save that one. Conestoga Lake. I like that. I'll save that. bicycles. Now I don't know which one I want to keep more. Here's a big old turtle. I think these are, here, bicycle racing transforms lovely women from a pale beauty into a perfect fright. The girls at the finish of the 6 days bicycle race in the Coliseum. I'll keep that. There's that turtle again. See, they've got pretty good pictures. Aging turtle. Oh, this must be the back of him. Pretty gross. I just can't keep all this stuff. He's kind of a good-looking fellow. This one freaks me out. I think it was a pheasant. Ick. My brother used to bring home pheasants, and I hated to see them. I'm going to save that turtle, though. Pheasant. They used to, my parents, my mom would cook pheasant. I never liked it. I don't care for chicken either, as far as that goes. I don't care for poultry. Turtles at home in Nebraska and the Sand Hill regions. There's a pheasant. That's a pretty pheasant there. And walleye. How to tell a story. Save the safety pin. Dick Turbin. You use a regular safety pin if you want to, but I kind of like personalized snag catcher. It's talking about fishing story. Turtle love. I'm sure these are cool pictures, but now see, why did they cut that pheasant? Is that a pheasant or a turkey? Those are wild turkeys. But why did they cut it off there? And see, they should have cut it off over this way, and I don't know. Here's some raccoons. Here's some more turkeys over here. We'll keep these guys. Turkeys and raccoons. Now I'll have a hard time deciding which one. Antlers. I'm going to toss what I don't pull. What I pull is over here. I just can't keep all this stuff. My brother will be glad to see it gone. Here's a Nebraska Life NU band. I used university my freshman year. I'd go to Saturday morning art classes, 10 o'clock. And I'd walk back to the dormitory about the time the football games were starting. And I'd have my old blue jeans and with the side split, bell-bottom blue jeans, and the side split up the side, and we'd put hexagon fabric in the side of our bell-bottom blue jeans, and had my drawing board and an old blue shirt. I looked like a hippie. I wasn't a hippie, but, you know, I wasn't going to wear good clothes to a drawing class. It was Saturday morning. And I'd walk back to the dorm, which from the, or they have an actual art building where we'd go draw. Sometimes we went over and had our art classes in the music building, but most of the time in the art building. And we would walk over there, and I'd walk back to the dormitory, and people would be coming from the parking lots, walking over to the stadium. And they'd look at me as if I was some weird hippie. And I'd look back at them and with their little red hats with the white N on it and think, man, who's more weird, you or me? Omaha's first successful woman athlete wasn't just spinning her wheels. There's another bicycle. article. We'll save that. I like the women bicyclists. They're kind of speaking to me. Sydney Group Lamplight on History. I kind of like this picture here. I think I'll save that just for that picture. I'll probably look at it again and say, why did I save this? And what did I do? Go upside down here? Looks like I went upside down. Some of these pictures are nice, but I just can't save everything. Paxton's Taxidermy Saloon. My brother has a deer head out in the back porch. He had taxidermy. He hangs his hats on the antlers. What's this? This is a saloon, I think. Lobby State. Husker Power shines on. Yeah. I don't know what's going on there. Fireworks, I guess. I don't think anything happened. I think it's just fireworks. But here's the stadium here. And I don't know what building that is, but from the stadium off over this way, there was a building here, which is probably the one behind. And then there was another building there, and then it was the art gallery and the art building, and then over this way was the music building. I didn't like to go to football games. All those people crowding in, and sometimes the men couldn't get up and go to the bathroom. They do it right in the bleachers. It grossed me out. And then all the cheerleaders, beautiful ladies. I felt so out of place. Nebraska Stadium. I don't know if that's in Lincoln or not. This one doesn't look in Lincoln to me. It might. I don't know. Here they are again. It was a big thing. They're Nebraska football. They were #1 when I was going to college. Croissant and mushroom stuffing. That sounds good. 6 large stale croissants cut into 1-inch pieces. 1 cup of butter, diced celery, diced onion, mushrooms, clover garlic, ground sage, cup of fresh chopped herbs, chicken or veggie broth, and egg, and salt and pepper. Oh, there's a flag. We'll save the flag. Made in Nebraska. Got that dressing again? Makes me hungry. Looks like I'm going into another magazine here. A cover of one. Nebraska Live. Last look, grain bin. The grain bin. After a big turkey dinner, many Nebraskans like to go for a stroll and enjoy the autumn sunshine. In Eustis, these turkeys had the same idea. I don't see the turkeys. Photographer in Eustis resident Don Brockman popped out of his car to capture the shot. I don't see a turkey in there. Must be up in the trees. I don't see the turkeys. Oh, here. Are they over here? They're over here. That's part of the scenery. There's the turkeys out in the middle of the road. They're just little things. All right. Arbor Day. Oh, got a new magazine. See, Nebraska Life has a lot of really kind of pretty pictures. I'll save that one. Last look. We're at the end, I think, here. I think I flipped that around. I don't know what I'm doing here. That does look like fireworks. I think I'll save it. I was looking for fireworks this summer. Alright. No, I guess it goes this way. Oh, I got it. I'll do it this way. Broken Bow. I think I saw that barn. I was up at Broken Bow when I first came down here. I remember that barn. Some poetry by Nebraskans. There's a cowboy. Shall we save him? Might want him. Oh, cowboys. This is a pretty picture of a bug. Swoboda's got friends in high places. A yellow warbler and a green lacewing pose for the camera. I don't see the yellow warbler, but I see that green. The warbler must be someplace else. I see the green bug. Look at hawk. Looks like some mushrooms. Oh, look at that eagle. I think Nebraska Life does an excellent job of their photography. Knox County. Shots of this fierce eagle and gentle fawn. I don't see the gentle fawn, but must be in another picture. Some sunflowers. Look at that wolf. See, I think they do an excellent job in their photography. I don't want to save this for that. Old picture. There's the fawn. Look at that old house. I'll save both of those. Looks like a written note here. Magical Wild Nebraska. This is the Arbor Day tree planting. Looks like a statue there. Carolyn Morton was a passionate and skilled gardener and homemaker. Flowers and trees surround her statue at Arbor Lodge. I'm going to save that picture. And got the beautiful house on the other side. Sharing Nebraska with you. Artist welds metal to her will in Hartwell. Making metal things. I hope I'm not boring you guys, but I need to get through this stack of magazines. What time is it? It's 10:20. I think I'll get through to the end here. It's time for me to sign off. Nebraska Hardy, ham balls. Dining. Let's see what I have here. I'm trying to get to the end of this magazine. This is the food, so I don't have too far to go. That's a beautiful picture of western Nebraska. Let's save it. I'm just about there. Hold on. Watermelon. Gosh, we had watermelon coming out of our ears in September. I was out there pulling the morning glory vine, twisted in. I'm going to sneeze. Excuse me. The watermelon vine twisted in with the morning glory vine, and I let it go for the longest time. But I told my brother, it was getting in late September, I said, I need to pull that stuff up and start cleaning up the garden. I'm just about to the end here. And I'm going to sneeze again. Achoo! Excuse me. As I uncovered the vines, I uncovered 4 or 5 watermelons that he didn't know that were there. And there's a lake. Republican River. And my brother, I was just going to say, just let them, we'll compost them. I think I'm at the end here. Saddle up for the love of cranes. Road trip. I don't want all this stuff. Saddle up coming in March. The Grand Life. Alright, I'm to the end. Anyway, he was determined he was going to give away all that watermelon. I think he gave 3 or 4 of them to our neighbors. Gave 2 of them to my nephew and his wife, and she took them. She wanted them, I guess. So I got these to go through. I'm going to throw all of this away. I just can't keep it around anymore. It needs to go. I never got to the Christmas ones. We'll do those first thing. Sunday night. And these are the ones I'm going to keep. Oh, I don't know about this. I didn't see that. These are what the pictures I saved out. One little journal spot. I think I did pretty good. I saved less than a magazine out of that stack of magazines. And I think I'll continue this Sunday night. I might work in my transparent art journal. Got the Holland pictures here. And the wolf. Howl of the Wild. So it's after 10. I think Juju is probably on. It's time for me to leave. I want to thank you guys for coming in and bearing with me. I was going to design some Christmas. I want to carve some Christmas stamps to make wax seals with. I was going to do that tonight, but I've got to get this other stuff done because I need to clean some of this stuff out. Alec says, bless you. I agree, Mary. These pictures are cool. Yeah, Nebraska Life does an excellent job of their photography. I have to give them credit for that. I want to thank you guys for coming in. Those of you who I miss saying hello to, hello. Thank you for popping in. This has been a nice day for me because I got to see a lot of people that Stacy and a lot of people in the early morning stream that I haven't gotten to see recently. It's been very good to see you all again. I miss you guys. So have a great weekend. Have a great day tomorrow. And I will see you Sunday night at 6 p.m. Have a great weekend, everybody. Go check to see if Juju's on. I think she might be. Mama Juju. Bye.